Welcome back to Be Inspired from Life. Before you ever step out into the world, before you check your phone, before you let the noise of the day tell you who you are and what you're worth, there is a moment that belongs only to you. That moment is powerful. That moment decides the direction of your entire day. Because the truth is, life will speak to you all day long. People will label you, situations will test you, circumstances will try to define you. If you don't speak first, you'll spend the rest of the day reacting instead of leading. Every morning, the most important question isn't what you're going to do, it's who you decide to be. Identity always comes before action. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your self-image. If you wake up seeing yourself as behind, broken, or not enough, you'll move like someone who's already lost. But if you wake up and declare strength, purpose, and discipline, your actions naturally follow that identity. See, the mind believes what it hears repeatedly, especially when it's quiet, especially when it's fresh. In the morning, your mind is open. It hasn't been bruised by the day yet. That's when your words matter most. When you say, "I am focused, I am prepared, I am built for this," you're not lying to yourself, you're reminding yourself, you're stepping into alignment with the person you're becoming, not the version that's tired of trying. Most people let their feelings decide their identity. They wake up tired and say, "I'm exhausted." They wake up afraid and say, "I'm anxious." But feelings are temporary. Identity is permanent. When you speak identity first, feelings fall in line. You may not feel confident, but you can declare confidence. You may not feel strong, but you can speak strength. And when you do that consistently, the feelings catch up to the words. This is why champions don't wait for motivation. They wake up with intention. They don't ask the day how it's going to treat them, they tell the day how it's going to go. They understand that words are not just sounds, they're instructions. Every sentence you speak in the morning is a command to your subconscious, telling it what to look for, what to expect, and how to respond when pressure shows up. And pressure will show up, doubt will show up, discomfort will show up. But when your identity is already set, those things don't knock you off course. When you've already told yourself, "I don't quit, I adapt, I stay disciplined," challenges don't feel personal, they feel expected. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start saying, "This is part of my training." There's a difference between pretending and declaring. Pretending is saying something once and hoping it works. Declaring is saying it daily until it becomes undeniable. When you declare who you are every morning, you stop negotiating with weakness. You stop making excuses sound reasonable. You stop lowering the standard just to feel comfortable. You raise your inner bar, and life has no choice but to meet you there. Think about it. Every great transformation begins with a decision, and every decision begins with a belief. And belief is reinforced by language. If you don't like the direction your life is moving, listen to how you talk to yourself in the morning. That voice is either building you up or slowly breaking you down. Change the voice, and you change the direction. When you speak identity first, you walk differently. You sit differently. You listen differently. You respond differently. You're not arrogant, but you're grounded. You're not loud, but you're certain. And that certainty doesn't come from knowing the outcome. It comes from knowing who you are no matter what the outcome looks like. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't rush, don't scroll, don't complain. Stand still for a moment and speak life into yourself, speak discipline into yourself, speak courage into yourself, not because the day will be easy, but because you are ready. Not because you have all the answers, but because you trust the person you're becoming. Set your identity before the world tries to set it for you. Speak it clearly, speak it boldly, speak it every morning. Because when you decide who you are first, the day has no option but to follow your lead. Once you've decided who you are, the next battle is deciding what you allow to live in your mind. Because the truth is, the day doesn't defeat you, your unchecked thoughts do. The mind is a powerful place. It can be your greatest ally or your biggest obstacle, and every morning you choose which one it's going to be. You don't control everything that happens to you, but you absolutely control what you give your attention to. And attention is power. From the moment you wake up, Thoughts start lining up, waiting to be let in. Some of them are useful, some of them are lies dressed up as facts. Doubt will knock, fear will knock. Old memories, past failures, and unfinished business will knock. The problem isn't that these thoughts show up. The problem is when you let them move in, rearrange the furniture, and start making decisions for you. Winning the day starts with guarding the mind, not with force, but with awareness. When you speak intentional words in the morning, you're not just motivating yourself, you're setting filters. You're telling your mind what belongs and what doesn't. When you say, "Today, I am focused," distractions lose their grip. When you say, "I respond," "I don't react," chaos loses its control. Those words become anchors when everything else tries to pull you off course. Most people think discipline is about actions. It's not. Discipline starts with thought control. If you can't manage your thinking, your behavior will always follow the strongest emotion in the room. That's why people quit on good days and self-sabotage when things are going well. Their mind isn't trained. It's reactive, emotional, undisciplined. And an undisciplined mind will talk you out of your own potential. You have to understand something. Not every thought deserves a response. Not every emotion deserves obedience. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. Just because you feel it doesn't mean it's final. When you wake up and remind yourself of this, you reclaim authority. You stop letting moods drive the car and put purpose back in the driver's seat. Morning declarations are not about hype. They're about alignment. They align your focus with your values, your effort with your goals, and your reactions with your long-term vision. When pressure hits later in the day, and it will, you don't fall apart because you already decided how you're going to show up. You already trained your mind to look for solutions instead of excuses. The world will try to scatter your attention. Notifications, opinions, comparisons, noise. If you don't train your attention, it will be stolen. And whatever steals your attention starts shaping your reality. That's why mastering the mind isn't optional, it's essential. A focused mind creates clarity. A clear mind creates confidence. And confidence creates consistent action. Control the mind, and you control the story you tell yourself. Instead of saying, "This is too much," you say, "I've handled worse." Instead of saying, "I'm not ready," you say, "I'll learn as I go." Instead of saying, "What if I fail?" you say, "What if I grow?" Those small mental shifts change how you experience the entire day. This doesn't mean you never feel doubt or fear. It means you don't let them sit in the front row. You acknowledge them, then you move forward anyway. Strength isn't the absence of negative thoughts. It's the ability to choose better ones. And that ability is built every morning when you consciously decide what gets your attention. The mind is like a muscle. What you train it to focus on, it gets stronger at noticing. If you train it to look for problems, it will find them everywhere. If you train it to look for progress, opportunity, and lessons, your world starts to change. Not because the world changed, but because you did. So when you speak in the morning, you're not just speaking words, you're directing energy. You're telling your mind what matters today. You're setting the tone for how you respond when things don't go your way. And when the unexpected shows up, you don't panic, because your mind is already anchored in purpose. Win the mind in the morning, and the day has no room to defeat you. Because when your attention is disciplined and your thoughts are intentional, nothing outside of you can overpower what's already been decided within you. Once your identity is set and your mind is focused, there's one more decision that separates winners from wanderers, leaders from followers, and builders from complainers. And that decision is responsibility. Not partial responsibility, not conditional responsibility, full responsibility. Because the moment you take ownership of your life, you take your power back. A lot of people wake up every morning already giving their power away. They blame the economy, their past, their parents, their boss, their luck, their timing. And as long as someone else is responsible, they get to stay comfortable. But comfort has never built anything great. Responsibility does. Responsibility is heavy, yes, but it's also freeing. Because when you own the outcome, you also own the ability to change it. Taking responsibility doesn't mean life has been fair to you. It means you refuse to let unfairness define you. It means you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What am I going to do about it?" That shift alone changes how you walk into the day. You stop waiting for permission, you stop waiting for rescue. You realize you are not stuck, you are standing at a decision point. Every morning, when you speak responsibility into your life, you step out of victimhood and into leadership. You remind yourself that no one is coming to save you. And that's not bad news, that's great news. Because it means your progress is not dependent on someone else's approval, cooperation, or understanding. It's dependent on your choices. Here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear. Excuses feel good, but they cost you everything. They cost you growth. They cost you momentum. They cost you respect, especially self-respect. Responsibility, on the other hand, demands effort, but it gives you dignity. When you own your actions, your habits, and your mindset, you stop negotiating with mediocrity. And responsibility doesn't mean perfection. It means honesty. It means saying, I didn't do my best, and I can do better today. It means saying, I made a mistake, and I'll learn from it. That kind of ownership builds character, and character is what holds you steady when motivation disappears. When you wake up and declare responsibility, you stop blaming circumstances and start shaping them. You understand that while you can't control every event, you can control how prepared you are, how disciplined you stay, and how you respond under pressure. That's real power. Quiet power. Unshakable power. Look around. Most people want credit without commitment, success without sacrifice, results without responsibility. But life doesn't work that way. Responsibility is the price of admission to a meaningful life. And the people who pay that price daily are the ones who keep rising, even when the odds are stacked against them. Taking responsibility also sharpens your focus. You stop wasting energy complaining and start investing it in solutions. You stop replaying the past and start building the future. You stop waiting for motivation and start acting from commitment. Because commitment doesn't ask how you feel, it asks what needs to be done. And when challenges come, and they will, you don't collapse. You don't say, this isn't fair. You say, this is mine to handle. That mindset doesn't break you, it builds you. It turns pressure into purpose and obstacles into training. You stop seeing hard moments as punishment and start seeing them as preparation. The most empowering words you can say every morning are simple, this is on me. Not in a way that shames you, but in a way that strengthens you. Because when it's on you, you can adjust, you can improve, you can grow. And growth is the real reward. Responsibility also earns trust. Trust from others and trust from yourself. When you know you won't run from discomfort, you walk into the day with confidence. You know that whatever comes, you'll face it. You won't hide, you won't quit, you won't point fingers, you'll do the work. So speak responsibility into your morning. Own your habits, own your effort, own your mindset, own your future. Because the moment you stop blaming and start owning, you stop being a passenger in your life and step fully into the driver's seat. And when you take responsibility for your life, you don't just change your day, you change your destiny. By the time you've claimed your identity, disciplined your mind, and taken full responsibility, there's a quiet truth you have to accept if you want to keep winning. Not just today, but every day. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. It shows up when things are exciting and disappears when things get hard. Discipline, on the other hand, stays. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline cares about who you said you were going to be. A lot of people wait to feel ready. They wait for the mood to be right, the energy to be high, the circumstances to be perfect. But life doesn't reward waiting. It rewards consistency. The people who keep rising aren't the most motivated, they're the most disciplined. They move even when it's uncomfortable. They show up even when no one's watching. They do the work on the days when quitting would be easier. Every morning, discipline is a decision you renew. It's not loud. It doesn't need applause. It's a quiet agreement you make with yourself that today, no matter what, you will do what needs to be done. You don't argue with the alarm clock. You don't negotiate with your goals. You don't let yesterday's excuses walk into today's opportunities. Motivation asks, how do I feel? Discipline asks, what's required? And when you train yourself to answer that second question, You stop living at the mercy of emotions. Emotions are real, but they are not reliable leaders. Discipline is what carries you through when confidence dips, when progress feels slow, and when nobody is cheering. The truth is, success is built on boring days. It's built on repetition. It's built on doing the same right things over and over again, even when you don't feel inspired. Discipline is choosing structure over chaos, purpose over impulse, long-term gain over short-term comfort. And every morning, you either strengthen that muscle or you weaken it. Discipline is also an act of self-respect. When you keep the promises you make to yourself, you build trust within. That trust turns into confidence, not loud confidence, but steady confidence. The kind that doesn't shake when things don't go your way. The kind that says, I've been here before, and I know I can handle this. There will be mornings when you're tired. Mornings when doubt whispers that skipping just this once won't matter. But discipline understands something motivation doesn't. Small decisions repeated daily shape your future. One skipped workout becomes a habit. One delayed action becomes a pattern. One excuse becomes a lifestyle. Discipline cuts that cycle before it starts. When you speak discipline into your morning, you remove decision fatigue. You already decided who you are and how you move. You don't waste energy debating. You act, and action builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds results. It all starts with showing up when you don't feel like it. Discipline also creates freedom. That may sound backwards, but it's true. When your habits are disciplined, your life becomes flexible. You don't panic under pressure because your foundation is solid. You don't fall apart when routines are disrupted because your values are intact. Discipline gives you options because you earned them. And let's be clear, discipline doesn't mean being harsh or robotic. It means being committed. It means understanding that growth requires discomfort and choosing it anyway. It means respecting your future self enough to do the work today. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret lasts much longer. When challenges come, and they will, discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation has clocked out. It's what keeps you focused when distractions get loud. It's what keeps you consistent when results take longer than expected. Discipline is the bridge between intention and outcome. So don't chase motivation in the morning. Build discipline. Speak it. Live it. Trust it. Let it guide your actions when feelings fail you. Because when discipline becomes your default, excuses lose their power, consistency becomes your identity, and success stops being a wish and starts being a routine. By the time discipline becomes part of how you move, life will test you in a new way, not to stop you, but to shape you. Because pain doesn't disappear just because you're doing the right things. In fact, sometimes it shows up precisely because you are. And this is where many people misunderstand the process. They think pain is a sign they're doing something wrong. But pain isn't the enemy. Pain is information. Pain is instruction. Pain is fuel if you know how to use it. Every meaningful path has resistance. Every growth season has discomfort. If you wake up every morning expecting life to be easy, you'll be disappointed and distracted. But if you wake up understanding that challenge is part of the deal, you stop taking it personally. You stop asking for an easier road and start asking for stronger legs. That shift changes everything. Pain exposes what comfort hides. It reveals your habits, your mindset, your level of commitment. When things hurt, the excuses get loud. When things get uncomfortable, old patterns try to pull you back. But this is where your morning words matter. When you tell yourself, this pain is shaping me, not stopping me, you turn struggle into strategy. A lot of people run from pain. They numb it, distract from it, complain about it. But growth doesn't live on the other side of comfort. It lives on the other side of endurance. Pain is the gym for the soul. It's resistance training for your character. And just like physical training, the burn is uncomfortable, but the strength that comes from it is undeniable. Think about it. Every lesson that truly changed you probably came wrapped in difficulty. Every breakthrough demanded something from you. Pain teaches focus. Pain teaches humility. Pain teaches patience. And when you stop resenting it and start respecting it, it becomes one of your greatest teachers. This doesn't mean you enjoy pain. It means you don't waste it. You don't let it make you bitter. You let it make you better. You ask, what is this trying to show me? Instead of why is this happening to me? That question alone turns suffering into wisdom. In the morning when you declare strength, you're not saying the day won't be hard. You're saying you're prepared for hard. You're saying discomfort won't derail you. You're saying pressure won't define you. You understand that the fire doesn't destroy what's real, it reveals it. Pain also builds perspective. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. What once broke you now strengthens you. You realize you've survived things you once thought you couldn't. And that realization builds quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't need validation, the kind that knows, if I handled that, I can handle this. And here's the part people miss. Avoiding pain keeps you small. Embracing it expands you. The willingness to endure discomfort for something meaningful is the difference between wishing and becoming. Pain is the price of growth, and growth is the reward for courage. When setbacks happen, and they will, you don't collapse because you understand the process. You don't see pain as punishment, you see it as preparation. You don't quit because it hurts. You adjust, you adapt, you keep moving. That's how resilience is built, not in moments of ease, but in moments of strain. Every morning when you speak courage into your life, you're making a promise to yourself. You're saying, I won't fold when it gets uncomfortable. I won't abandon myself when it gets hard. That promise carries you through the moments no one sees and no one applauds. Pain has a way of refining priorities. It strips away what doesn't matter and sharpens what does. It teaches you what you're truly committed to. And if you listen, instead of resist, it leaves you wiser, stronger, and more grounded than before. So don't fear the struggle that shows up today. Don't curse the weight you're being asked to carry. It was chosen for you because you can handle it. Use it, learn from it, let it shape you, because when you stop running from pain and start using it as fuel, nothing in this world can break you, everything only builds you. And after all of that, after you've claimed your identity, trained your mind, taken responsibility, built discipline, and learned how to use pain, you have to understand how real success is actually created. Not in one big moment, not in one perfect day, but in small wins repeated daily until they quietly become your life. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do with consistency. They're waiting for a breakthrough, a lucky break, a dramatic transformation. But winning doesn't usually announce itself. It whispers. It shows up in the form of small, almost invisible choices made when no one is watching. Every morning gives you a chance to win something small. Get up when you said you would. Speak to yourself with respect. Do the first task even when you don't feel like it. Stay focused for an extra 10 minutes. Choose progress over perfection. These aren't flashy victories, but they're powerful. Because small wins build momentum, and momentum builds belief. When you stack small wins, you start trusting yourself. You stop doubting your ability to follow through. And that trust changes how you approach bigger challenges. You don't panic because you've already proven to yourself that you can handle the basics. Confidence isn't built by hype, it's built by evidence. And small wins are that evidence. The reason people burn out is because they try to sprint through a marathon. They demand massive results without respecting the process. But greatness is patient. It understands that showing up daily, even imperfectly, beats intensity that fades. Consistency always outperforms talent when talent isn't disciplined. Each small win strengthens your identity. It reinforces the words you spoke in the morning. When your actions match your declarations, alignment happens. You don't feel fake. You don't feel conflicted. You feel grounded. And that grounded energy is what people call confidence. Small wins also protect you from discouragement. When things don't go your way, and they won't, you can still say, I won today. Because winning the day isn't about controlling outcomes, it's about honoring effort. It's about doing what you can with what you have, right where you are. Over time, these daily victories compound. What felt small becomes significant. What felt difficult becomes routine. What felt impossible becomes normal. That's how transformation works. Quietly, gradually, relentlessly. And here's the beauty of it. Small wins are always available. No matter how chaotic life gets, no matter how heavy things feel, you can still win something today. You can choose discipline, you can choose focus, you can choose courage. Those choices add up faster than you think. When you wake up and speak intention into your morning, you're not trying to conquer the entire future. You're committing to today, just today. And when today is handled well, tomorrow takes care of itself. You don't need to be extraordinary to win consistently. You need to be intentional. You need to respect the process enough to show up again and again. Success isn't about intensity, it's about reliability. It's about becoming someone who can be counted on, especially by yourself. Eventually, people will call you lucky. They'll say it happened overnight, but you'll know the truth. You'll know it was built in mornings no naysay through small decisions no one applauded, through discipline when motivation was gone. So don't chase the big win. Earn the small ones, stack them, protect them, celebrate them. Because when you win the morning in small ways, you win the day. And when you win the day often enough, you don't just change your schedule, you change your life. Thank you so much for watching. If this video inspired you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to be inspired from life for more motivational content. And remember, no matter where you are in life, you have the power to change your future. See you in the next video.